Alcohol inks are my favorite medium to work with, and Silver Mixative is my favorite mixative. Here we're comparing Silver Mixative with Sterling Alloy. Both are made by Ranger, and I'm using alcohol ink blending solution to blend them around. You need to use blending solution with this because isopropyl alcohol will make it go all weird. I'm also using a couple of different alcohol ink colors, and I'm working on a synthetic paper. As I put my mixative and alloy down, I also put a little bit of alcohol ink on top as well as some blending solution, and then I use an alcohol ink blower tool to blend it around. Now, typically with most mixatives, they mix within the alcohol ink, so you get a bit of a metallic shimmer with the alcohol ink. My silver doesn't do that. It floats to the surface and it gets really big chunks, which I absolutely love. The alloys are the ones that typically have some chunkiness to them. They do float to the surface, and they are more of a leafing metal when it comes to alcohol inks. This Sterling one is definitely a lot more subtle than the Silver Mixative. You get a lot more chunks from the Silver Mixative here. And if you want to break those up, you can use the alcohol ink blower tool to kind of separate those and blend those out a bit. As I'm working, I'll often add more alcohol ink colors or isopropyl alcohol, just depending whether it's getting a little bit too dry or if the colors are starting to fade out or blend a little bit too much. And as the alcohol ink starts to dry, you'll notice that the colors don't blend quite as quickly. They take a little bit longer to blend, and you have a little bit more control over them. So it's fun to be able to play with the times when the alcohol ink is quite wet as well as when it's starting to dry. When working with alcohol inks, you want to make sure to use them in a well-ventilated area. I will often open the window just so that air can flow. I love that we have two different metals here that give two completely different looks. And I also love that you can choose which one based on the look that you're going for when you're doing your creating.